A leather scroll sits in a climate-sealed case in the Shrine of the Book in Jerusalem. 19 columns of Hebrew, written in the dark before the Roman Empire finished conquering the world. Most visitors walk right past it. The scroll was never in your Bible. The councils that followed the early church treated it as dangerous, the product of a sect that had walked away from the temple. For centuries, it did not exist as far as the world was concerned. Then, in 1947, a Bedouin shepherd threw a stone into a cave near Qumran, and the Dead Sea Scrolls came out of the dark. Among the first 7 scrolls recovered, older than any gospel, was this one, catalogued 1QM, the War Scroll. What it describes is not a prophecy in the way you would expect. It describes a specific 40-year war between the sons of light and the sons of darkness, ending the ancient world in fire. Not a myth, not a metaphor. The text gives the troop formations, it gives the ages of the soldiers. It names the enemy, names the commanders, and names the year the world turns. It reads like a battle plan written by someone who has already seen how it ends. The level of detail is wrong for apocalyptic literature. Apocalyptic writing deals in symbols, beasts with 10 horns, bowls of wrath, vague and cosmic. This scroll is written in the flat procedural voice of a field manual. It specifies the exact words engraved on each trumpet, the dimensions of the shields, the throwing range at which the battle signal changes, frontline fighters assigned between 40 and 50 years old, logistics between 25 and 30. Yigael Yadin, who published the definitive study in 1962, showed the tactics mirror real Roman military doctrine, not spiritual armies. Divisions. Column 1 names the enemy as the Kittim. The surface reading treats that as a poetic word for distant coastland peoples, but the scroll uses it for a single specific power, a war machine from the sea, disciplined, siege-capable, led by a king that grinds every other army to dust before the final battle. Yadin and nearly every scholar since read Kittim as one thing. Rome, written before Rome had finished taking the region. The scroll names the empire that would burn Jerusalem as the last enemy on the field. Here's what the translators leave out. The standard editions render the final battle as a clean triumph. But columns 16 through 18, confirmed by Cave 4, copy 4Q491, show the Sons of Light losing men. 3 victories each, a dead tie. Divine intervention arrives only when the righteous side is breaking. That is not how you write a symbol. That is how you write a report from the losing side of round 6. What modern readers don't realize is how closely this matches what actually happened. Excavations under Roland de Vaux found a destruction layer at Qumran, ash across the site. Roman pattern iron arrowheads in the ruins. Coins that stop at the 3rd year of the Jewish revolt. The settlement was burned around 68 CE by the 10th Roman Legion. The Kittim of the scroll. The exact enemy the text had named. The community that spent decades copying a war plan against Rome was destroyed by Rome in the war they had been rehearsing on parchment. The parallel is not metaphorical. It is structural. The scroll is still under glass in Jerusalem. The Cave 4 fragments sit beside it. The ash layer is logged in the excavation records at Qumran. The final page, the one that told how the war ends, is still missing. And the trumpets it engraved, in a language most of the world cannot read, are still waiting for a signal the scroll says has not yet been given.